it can still get more automated and it can become even easier for borrowers. I think that that's a big challenge that no single industry player can tackle. It requires an open banking framework in the country that is still kind of lacking. So, those trends are happening globally and they're going to continue.
In terms of challenges, you mentioned challenges business owners and fintech industry has encountered. You can specify it just generally. What are challenges that business owners experience when they're looking to get approved for credit, and perhaps how they can overcome those barriers?
Yeah, I think that the biggest challenge we see time and time again, and maybe at the risk of kind of repeating what I mentioned earlier, but it's just around business owners being time strapped and busy and wanting to get back to running their business. That's at the end of the day, we're all, busy and juggling things, right? But, especially a small business owner, because they wear so many different hats, so they're pulled in so many different directions, and that's really difficult. And so that challenge kind of, never goes away if you choose that life to be a business owner. That's what your existence is going to be like. But, going with convenient tech-enabled financial services will reduce the amount of headache and administrative challenges associated with that sort of back office part of the business so that you can get back to, creating value for your customers.
All right. I know you mentioned innovations in the industry itself, and earlier we were talking about algorithms. Do you feel that there's still room to improve the borrowing experience from a tech perspective?
I do. I think that it can still get more automated and it can become even easier for borrowers. I think that that's a big challenge that no single industry player can tackle. It requires an open banking framework in the country that is still kind of lacking. So, those trends are happening globally and they're going to continue. So I think that innovation will certainly continue. And eventually it really will be, provide permission to pull a few data points and, a few clicks of a button later and you're fully financed. I think that we're headed that way, but we're not quite there. So innovation there for sure. And I think also in terms of the credit products themselves, how and when they're made available, and how you interact with them and so on is going to continue to improve as well. So I wouldn't say that we're done by any stretch on the innovation front.
In terms of if one were looking to grow their business, or even young entrepreneurs, who are thinking about starting a business and nervous about taking the plunge, what advice and tips do you have for them?
So this was actually a piece of advice my older brother gave me when I was thinking about my own career and deciding to do my own business. And his advice was the sooner you start, the better. And that's kind of what I did. I started Merchant Growth at age 22. And I think that's right. There's never a perfect time. There's always an excuse for why now's not the right time. And it's never too late also. If, there's a lot of different stories out there, entrepreneurial success, and they started at different points in their lives, but quite a few of those stories start young. And, the longer you have, the more you can build, right? And things take time to build. So, I do believe that the earlier you get going, the better, and just go for it.